What are you doing, Trouble? What'd you have for dinner? What'd you have for dinner? No wings? Oh, over in kind of by Holbert? Yeah. Yeah. I've never been to it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it's just on the other side of Holbert.
So going towards California?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what
I think it was some guys started a food truck and then they did so good it's like an old gas station, old convenience store.
okay.
What's it called, Gayla?
Above par,
Above
right
park.
across the street from that, cemetery. You know, cemetery, I'm sorry, you know, cemetery?
I don't, it's like the path of least resistance.
Okay, they kind of moved it back, I think. Mom said it did. I don't know, because I never looked at it when I drove that road. But, you know, okay, I'm coming out of Holbert, and I passed that old garage. You know, used to be a filling station.
But it's on this side.
It's on left hand side or right?
It's on left.
When you're driving to
Right,
Tahlequah,
it's on the right-hand side.
That gas
no,
station.
left hand side.
Oh, right, when we go in Tahlequah.
I know where the place is. I've seen it, but I thought you was talking about that garage.
No, the one, you know, that woman used to run in circles. That's all she used to do, run in circles. I wonder if she's still alive. I ain't seen her.
I don't
If you
know
go-
what
okay,
you're talking
but-
about now. You got
okay,
me running
okay,
in circles.
it's before you get to Midwestern Nursery. It's on the right-hand side. It's cemetery across the street. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think it is 6 Mile.
60 what?
6 mile road.
It's called something like that, I think. I don't know. Every time I go, I want to look at the stop sign. I mean, the
What'd you get?
chopped brisket.
What'd you get, Willie Mae?
She got chopped brisket. She bought it.
You had to buy?
Oh, yeah. I was at work. She surprised me. I'm always buying for her. About time she buy for me. Look at her. She can't hear. Got your hearing aids in? No. No, I don't trust you.
We used to, we'd have Thanksgiving and Christmas at Self's.
What's up, Miss Renee?
My great grandma would sit on one end, my great aunt would sit on the other end.
Good.
Grandpa would be in the middle. They'd be talking, nodding their head and stuff, and he'd say something off the wall. He said, "Ain't that something? We just sit here and say whatever we want. They can't hear us."
Not at all.
Oh,
It's a choir of crap. I didn't know none of those songs. We talked about something. I told her, I said, the service gonna be packed Saturday. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
The service gonna be packed Saturday. I think I sit in the choir stand. She said, let's just sing. I said, I could do like I did this one service. I sit in the choir stand and they said, choir. I just did my,
You're just after your lip singing.
yeah, I was hoping the lips would move into the words, right?
probably not. Probably thought you was having a seizure. The Holy Ghost got a hold of her.
Oh, my God.
There'll be a few things that'll be handed out too, that'll go with it. A few people weren't able to get everything in. And this is just the beginning, so I mean, yeah, I mean, this is just very beginning. There'll be lots of stuff changed. Gary, did you ever get those quotes on that playground equipment?
Which playground equipment?
We're trying to budget for some new playground equipment.
For, Dunbar, or Maple?
I think we're looking at 2. That was what's written down in there.
That's the, where's that kitty one supposed to go to Lincoln? Okay.
That'll be for Dunbar. We got a picture of it though in there.
Who is it from? Who's the main, or who's, you guys getting a quote from? I might find it. Okay, it might be here somewhere. Okay, well, just,
That's the sign for Lincoln Park
okay.
It's gonna be bricked,
at the bottom. Like it'll have
sides.
like a metal sign, that sign, and then a brick flower bed
That'd be nice.
with flowers, irrigation, all that stuff.
You don't have to worry about it, because we just go out there and water it. Too far.
Oh, no, it
That's
wouldn't
it?
be too far.
Is it game time?
I think
What's it say on the back?
Okay.
it'll come up.
You check on what we talked about.
Yep, still working on it.
Good. Because, that woman's out yesterday, she's gonna get back with me.
I don't have it in this one, but don't worry about it.
Hey, I'm just,
It's going to.
it's going. Ain't no answer but to that one.
Hello, Chief.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good.
Oh, you got it for me? Okay, good. Okay, this is. Okay. Okay, okay, I'll fill it out. I filled the other one out already and sent it in. So, and I have, I got 2, reference letters, so I'll get you another one from him. It's a former senator, so he can be a good one.
I have no idea.
No. Jimmy? No.
No, no.
So I don't call him to vote.
That's from Nora.
Yeah, he won't be here. Jimmy won't be here.
I said she said it in my seat, but I think she put it wrong.
Top. Tick. The clock is ticking.
Good.
Don't be ticking. See? Yeah. Is we on live?
Probably. I haven't heard Kristen say anything. I mean,
She is, we are, we're on.
she said that was on. I didn't hear her say the live was on.
Yeah, she said she's fixing to
Yeah,
turn
she
it on.
she turned it on, okay.
All right, well, then let's go ahead and start. He's not here, he's sick. I'd like to call the City of Wagoner special call business meeting, April 24th at 6 PM.
Item number 1, consider approval of change order number 1 in the amount of $4,320 for Lincoln Park Pickleball Courts improvements per recommendation from Infrastructure Solutions Group, LLC, or take other action.
So council, what this is we thought we were gonna be able to paint that pickleball court. It's not gonna be able to adhere with the moisture coming through, so this is putting down a moisture barrier under the concrete.
You didn't know that before you bid it?
Because new concrete.
Because, I mean, like, he just gave us 10,000 last month because of something. Now, it's like I'm taking back, I mean,
No, that's different.
it's a-
The 10,000 that came back.
I know that, I'm just saying
Was-
it's
was-
change order. Change
was-
order.
That wasn't for pickleball though, I don't believe. That was pavilions.
That was pavilion.
Yeah, 2 different companies.
Okay, 2 different,
He can paint it He can paint it, but it's not gonna stay.
Might bubble up or something like that.
Yeah.
And then wear and tear when they on there, it's probably something that's needed for sure.
So those were the options that was considered before, when the bids were sent in, to either paint it or use the material to, so that the moisture don't get up on it? Was that taken in consideration and put in as the bid?
It was not, and I don't know, I'm not 100% sure if it's because of the type of ground that's at Lincoln, if that wasn't tested until he started tearing out the concrete. But this is gonna get it completely done where it's not gonna bubble, come up.
Is there a warranty on it?
There is, if you put this under, you'll see it has a warranty. If you don't put the barrier under, it doesn't. Really, what really happened with, they thought they could put additive in the concrete, and that would keep the barrier up. I know you know about that. But if you put that additive in the concrete, then the paint won't stick and they won't give us a warranty.
What's the warranty you get?
Huh?
What's the warranty?
I think it's a year. I have.
I believe it has to be at least a year.
Well, he has the maintenance, so he has to take care of it for 1 year. We have a maintenance bond on
But
it.
if we do the moisture barrier,
It's still,
what's the warranty if we do the moisture barrier in the paint?
There's no warranty on the paint.
So we're gonna put the moisture barrier down, paint it, and there's no warranty on it?
No, we'll put the moisture barrier down under the concrete. They'll lay the concrete, then they'll paint it, and then we will have a warranty.
And what will that warranty be?
1 year.
1 year.
It's just for the material, I mean, in anything like, it's just a manufactured material, like warranty, a base warranty.
It's kind of similar to how we talked to begin with about, using the existing court and adding 10 feet or tearing the whole thing out and having it done correctly.
So the warranty is just for 1 season? What's a pickleball season?
1 year.
Play from the freezing cold, right?
It's 1 year. They don't go off of that.
Right.
1 year from installation.
I'm saying 6 months, just 6 months warranty. I mean, it's a year, but.
I mean, you pretty much have to do it, obviously, I mean,
Hey,
the paint's, it's not gonna adhere, so. You kind of really, stuck between a rock and a hard place, you really don't tell me,
Well-
I don't know.
The people putting this in didn't know before, like this is
He
the process.
he just explained exactly what we thought we were going to be able to do, and we could not with the additive.
I wouldn't spend more money on everything that comes across here.
You
10,000,
you don't want it done correctly and good?
I guess the biggest thing is just, if
Well,
we.
it's quoted correctly from the beginning.
If we don't put it down, they will put the actual, all the lines and the, I guess the harder surface or they'll put that down, but then if that comes up, then we'll have to paint it again, it's just.
Exactly. I
it's
mean, you're
it's
going to run
wait
into
for-
it every time you paint it.
And that's something that we probably still have to deal with, but that barrier is gonna give it at least some more stability underneath, because if we don't do that, then it may be 1 year, because it's gonna wick that water up and then it's gonna tear it up. That barrier could potentially make it 2 years or 3 years, or 4 years, even longer, depending on the wear and tear of, how many people's gonna be out there actually doing it, so.
I mean, we're eventually going to have to
Yeah, we're gonna
repaint
do,
it.
yeah, we're gonna have to repaint it, but
I don't have a problem with that part. I just have a problem with the change of orders
right.
every time. And that's the problem I have. It's always.
Well, the good news is that I'll say this bid is a lot cheaper than the bid that we originally went with, that we're still looking really good.
So I'm kinda new at this. My question is, will people be allowed to change their bids? I mean, personally, if I went to bid for a job, I wanna know what all it entails.
No, that's what a change order does.
Okay. Just clarification.
It has to be approved by the council.
And to look at it another way, like if someone, I guess if someone, like you know, there's a tick in your car and it's in the engine, and then they go in there and they know exactly that's where it is, but then they see something else that's on there and they call you and say, hey, there's another part that needs to be fixed that's going to make everything work better. You kind of the same thing like a change order, but it's more on the fact that you're fixing the problem, the tick that you have, but also there's something else in there that needs to be fixed now before it causes more issues. So actually I dealt with that with my truck recently. So fixing one thing's recall.
And fix it under the warranty that you have.
Well, it depends.
Depends if you have warranty. Yeah.
Only, yeah, only, and even with that being said, like warranties, I mean, new car only has a warranty for 100,000 miles, and that's just the powertrain. But
Not anymore.
Probably not anymore.
No, I paid extra for a 100,000-mile warranty.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, we can decide what you want to do.
Further discussion?
Well, I think for the longevity, that's no different than putting a moisture barrier under a slab or a shop slab or anything else. You have an extra additive barrier to protect you down the road, so. And nothing says we're gonna have a problem, right after a year. We may not have a problem for any kind of problem for years other than repayment.
Entertain a motion?
I'll go ahead and make that motion to approve the change.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wilson,
No.
Wright.
Yes.
Item number 2, discussion and planning of City of Wagoner budget for fiscal year 2025-2026.
Okay, council. There's a letter on the first page from Laura. We're going to go through here, starting with the city side. We're going to go in order of this. Majority of it will be in here. There will be some stuff that will still be presented to you by supervisors. But this is the first budget meeting. This will change quite a bit by the time we're done. So, go ahead and turn it over to you, Laura.
Oh, the supervisors were gonna present.
Okay, you want them to come first?
Each of them.
So also, before I get to that, if you'll see right here after these yellow pieces, there's no new department requests under these 6 right here. Now, you'll see some funds in the budget still for projects that we have budgeted in the past that we're still working on that will roll over into this year. So, first up, we have parks. Mr. Gary Rucker, you want to come on up and have a seat?
All right, how everybody doing? Good, good. I have a few things that kind of asked them for a little bit here. Let me get back to my page you are looking at. First of all, I was looking for the walking trail at Maple Park. I was looking at that. that asphalt is, I didn't bring my, yeah, I did. To order to redo that walking trail, which is much needed. Well over 20 years it haven't been done. So you look on the backside of the pond, it's definitely need to be done. Some parts is grass growing up in between it, and it's chipping away. These are things that need to be done. Also, the high school used that walking trail quite a bit to run and jog. So this is something that needs to be done. Maybe we can do it in sections. But in order to get it done, it's gonna cost us $67,800.
Okay, is that, where do you get the estimate from?
This is something that Kenneth helped me find.
Okay, what we did, we got it from, cost of the asphalt.
Yep.
And then we found out what fire had a, guy that does, golf courses.
Yep.
He has a 10-foot machine, and that's just an estimate.
That's just
This is
estimate.
just a budget estimate. If it costs less, it could cost more. So that's what it cost to do that.
You got it from Prior who?
The guy's name was, Eric is all I know. I can get you his name.
We only got one estimate so far,
This is only a budget estimate.
Yep.
so we haven't reached out and made sure nothing else, right?
Well, this will have to be bid. This is over.
Yeah, this is going to be
This will
bid.
have to be bid.
This is just a budget estimate.
Yeah, I'm just checking.
Before we go that far, we'd like to see if there's funds available to even start
Think
reaching
about
out
it.
for those things instead of wasting owners' times and whatnot.
Okay.
Until we get more honed in on the budget.
Okay.
Since the high school uses this for, obviously, track and whatever, would it be possible to reach out to them to see if they can?
That's,
I don't even know if they can legally do that because it would be improving our real estate.
Well, usually in high school, people, when they run the track inside.
Sure.
I never seen, only ones I see on the outside is citizens more than us.
Yes,
Or,
cross-country uses it for
yeah,
sure.
cross-country or
Yeah,
color
basketball.
run or something like that, 5Ks.
basketball guys use it too.
Yeah.
No, they don't
They
like
wouldn't
that.
legally be able to.
I don't know if they can or they can't. I know we have to be very careful about when we spend our funds,
Yeah.
because if we improve someone's real estate, it can get us in trouble. So I don't know if they can or not.
Be worth looking into. All they can do is tell you no, right?
So what we're doing on this is just getting the figures.
Well, I know that.
Set up.
I'm just saying, I mean, it's worth, it's worth looking into.
On that estimate though, that's just overlay, right?
Yes,
Yes, just over.
yes, yes.
Well, while we're going for these big numbers, and doesn't some of that need to be raised up? I mean, wouldn't this be a little bit more we would need?
Probably so.
Why overlay it and let it just set in water? Let's fix it right if we're gonna do it at all.
Well, when
And I
we-
bet the estimate would be very
I
big.
just asked yesterday to get this estimate.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Okay.
to answer your question, we're leaving what's there now,
Mhm.
and we're raising it to it.
Which would be a good base.
That's the
I mean,
base.
And I'm sure there'll be some places that have to be done. You'll have to put probably 20% contingency in this bid, plus it's gonna have to be bonded, and it's gonna have, just like any other thing, because it's going to be bid, and it'll have a 2-year warranty. I mean, a 1-year warranty, just like the other, I'm sorry.
I was just wondering, just, there's spots that sits underwater, that's what I was worried
Yeah,
about.
well, you're absolutely right,
Yeah,
So we probably need to shoot more than that.
yeah.
those spots that's underwater is right there by the track by the high school, behind the football field,
Right by the gazebo house, yeah, that area.
in that area right there.
and we may be able to put in a culvert right there too, though. There's a big ditch right there in between the baseball field, the track.
Yeah.
Right there when you go around to heading to the city pond, go down that road? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Been there.
There's a big ditch right in there.
Yeah. I didn't think of it.
That may be a lot cheaper.
Yep.
Next is, I was looking at the fence at the tennis court right there in Maple Park. The fence part has been there for so long, it's getting weak and it's buckling. On the bottom is caving in just a little bit. That is things that probably needs to be done to just the fencing, not the post.
He's talking about leaving the
Yep.
post and replacing the
green
chain
stuff,
fence.
right.
No, not the screen.
No, the
He's-
green go around it, right?
He's talking about the chain
The
link.
chain link.
Oh, the
fence.
chain link fence,
He's not talking about the screen.
okay.
That's just the old tennis court, correct?
Yes.
And this is what is this a 2,600? What's?
This is 11,800.
Where's it at?
It
It's
should
on
be-
Empire Fence. Keep
Yeah, you see
going,
the
keep
Empire
going.
fence right there?
Right there.
Okay, thank you.
That's what that is. And the tennis people use that quite a bit. It's been used numerous of times
Right.
this year. Numbers of times this year. It's much needed, much needed.
And this right here is just the estimate for the material, or is it for installation?
This here, this guy here estimated for all the way around and post. The other guy I talked to is just gonna replace the fence, which is probably be lesser.
But this
amount
is
of
just, you just go
So,
here and
so
then-
this
Go
one
ahead
is
and go ahead.
post too.
Right. This is what post. As you see the diagrams, he's got the posters there.
Gotcha.
But our post, the other guy that comes out and looked at it, which is here in town, he said the posters are fine. He said if we would just change the galvanized fence, that would be even less money.
Less
So, but he haven't got me a quote yet. I'm looking for a quote from him. So, which he was supposed to got it today, but he haven't texted me back and told me anything about it yet.
What's that guy's name?
It's right here.
fence.
Wagoner.
Wagner's fence.
Okay.
Now, moving on to the playground equipment, which is, I don't have the other picture that was on the back of it. That's what I was getting it from. And I did get a text from her, which is called Heather Hart.
Call what?
Her name is Heather Hart.
Who's she with?
It's from, let me make sure, let me look back up. I had it just a few minutes ago. But she won't give me a quote until Monday. I won't have a quote until Monday. So I have to, it's playground something, I can't remember exactly.
Out of Tulsa?
It's out of Arkansas.
I apologize, there was another picture that had that on there, but it didn't pick up that back.
Yeah, it didn't pick up the backside.
Bless you.
So I haven't got a quote on it yet, and I haven't got a quote on downtown yet.
And this one's.
Dunbar.
Dunbar.
So,
Well, what does it kind of look like? I mean,
This is
That
more.
picture.
oh, this picture, it's like this one.
Well,
Okay.
this is, it's not like this one. This is more of a 5 to 12. The other one's more of a 5 to 12, but it's more of a athletic part. You climbing, you know, like a wall, actually.
gotcha.
It's pretty long, but it's more of a physical challenge for the kids.
So, the only question I have, so we don't know the price.
We don't know the quote yet.
So,
So-
and I guess the only question I have is, with it being a clean slate park with,
Right.
I guess for me, I would probably like to see, actual
Layout.
layout, because we're
We
buying this
have,
piece.
we have that.
Well, yeah, I guess it'll make sense to me where I can see that, and then, because we're buying this piece and where we're gonna put it at, and then we're gonna buy the other piece, and at least we have everything, and then it'll,
It's very understandable, but this piece here you're looking at, We got some old pieces that is in Maple Park that needs to be replaced. Sorry, but that's something to look at. I mean,
So we're,
Actually,
this is-
the other
this is
piece
for
that-
Dunbar, or the other piece is for Maple.
one's for Dunbar and one's for Maple. But I haven't got a quote on either one
Right, I
yet,
got you.
so.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely like to have the layout, just
Yeah.
so then we can actually visualize what it is and,
Until I can get these quotes out.
right, I understand that, I
I don't,
understand.
I can give you a layout where it's going on.
Okay, thank you.
That's-
The Lincoln Park sign,
The sign,
the sign.
The sign.
back the other
Lincoln.
way.
Oh, I thought I forgot. This is the sign at Lincoln Park. I didn't,
There it is. Yeah, this is-
no, that's the quote on the sign.
There we go.
Lincoln Park.
Thank you. Yeah, that's-
Is that $2,600? That's on the Lincoln sign.
thank you.
We have the sign already being built. It's almost done. This is for
Okay,
the brick around
There
it,
we go.
Yeah,
And then,
Yes.
yeah, that's it.
brick, the irrigation, flowers, all of that.
yeah. That's what that is.
Do we know how much the sign was?
Yeah,
Yeah, 2,600.
Oh, this goes with the sign, the
Yeah.
brick and
I
all
believe
that.
it says,
Yes.
right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, 2,600,
You said they're already starting on it, so I was just wondering. If they start on the sign, then you said brick, irrigation, just making sure it wasn't
Yeah,
separate.
it's all.
It is separate.
From different vendors.
So the 26, the total between the two?
Yeah, the 26 is just for the sign, and
Yeah.
then followed.
For the metal sign.
Yeah,
And then there's Green Country Landscaping behind that.
Gotcha.
That's gonna be your irrigation and
Yeah.
your landscaping. And then you'll have another quote for Alfred McNack, who would be doing the masonry. And then totaled all together is the $16,074 that's on your cover sheet.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything you want to say, Gary, or?
this is stuff is much needed. I mean, it might take a little bit more longer than we think to get it put down, but I think more of the walking trail or the tennis court needs to be done, pretty quick, because we look at tripping hazard.
What about the gazebo? I mean, the big gazebo where the wood is all rotten.
Yeah, we are looking at that and I'm not really looking at replacing it with wood. I'm looking at replacing it with concrete. But that's something that needs to be looked at more, so.
Yeah.
So we've been looking at all quite around the park, and it's a lot of stuff needs a lot of attention, so that's what we're doing right now.
As long as you don't get concrete benches and picnic tables.
Right.
So
Those
you,
things hurts.
so you guys are good with, you got your mowing equipment, everything is solid?
It's pretty solid for right now. It's pretty good, so.
We bought some new mowers last year.
Was it last year or year before last?
That was
I think
last
it's
year.
It's last
The
year.
Bills got
Was it
stolen.
last year?
We bought one.
Oh, okay.
I think we bought
We got
4
one
new
for the
mowers
park.
last year.
The
Yeah,
Bills got
for-
stolen.
And then I think the other one was cemetery. We got 2.
Okay.
But
Have we looked for a handicap swing? The one that we took down, are we gonna replace it?
I believe that was with hardware.
the hardware, we haven't replaced it yet, but it needs to take some work.
Okay.
Take some work on it. That's at Lincoln. The
Right.
one you're talking about?
Correct.
Yeah, that's one that's gonna take a little more hard work to get fixed.
Okay.
So,
And then.
Hey, Jordan,
Sidewalks.
have-
Towards it.
Do what now?
Sidewalks, like are those an ADA issue? You think
sidewalk
those would come for?
for
another
the
post
gazebo over
Lincoln,
there.
anything that people can get to? I feel like that needs to be a step.
It is, we fixed that the other day. It's a little ramp on the side that rolls up to it. That the one you're talking about at Lincoln?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, it is, it's a little ramp. We put that back in.
The lady
Yes.
showed me, pictures of her pulling her boys in wheelchairs backwards through the mud to get to the swing.
Yeah,
I don't know what
that's,
we were talking about.
oh, you're talking about the sidewalk for it to be able to get there.
I kind of think that should come before.
Well, I guess we could move that back in order to put it in there, but it'd be right too close to the gazebo, right where it's at. So we'll have to take some of that border up and move it back, would stand in the rules of the footing. So we're trying to stay on the rules of the footing of the swing set.
I think I'm referring to the sidewalk that goes between all of the.
Are you talking about having a whole new sidewalk? I mean, there isn't one there right now.
We need
No,
one.
it's
Oh,
not.
no, yes, I think there is a need for that.
You're talking by the restrooms?
Yeah.
Up far as I know, I think, we put,
There will be one, but we're gonna have to wait till
yeah,
they get done with all this construction over there.
there's still a lot of construction gotta go over
I
there.
wish Ken was,
Ken doesn't come to the budget meetings.
okay. Well, I guess, a long questions on how that would go if someone was to get hurt not having the sidewalk.
Well, it's gonna be a sidewalk
And-
there first. You talking about right off the restroom?
Restrooms to
and
the,
that
I
playground
guess,
equipment.
the overall plan
Yeah,
from the
it-
beginning for
it is a-
sidewalk.
it
So-
is a little
so-
ramp there,
We're budgeting sidewalks through the street department.
yeah.
And so with us redoing McQuarrie, I would like to see us use that sidewalk money for McQuarrie, including a crosswalk at Cherokee and McQuarrie. Whatever we have left, I want to use for sidewalks at Lincoln Park. Jordan, did you get, Gary, did you get with Jordan about your truck?
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to take it to him. We talked about it. I think me and Jordan talked about it already. He's been tied up too quite a bit. so,
Okay, we need to try to get on that probably the first of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, our trucks are definitely gonna need some TLC or new ones.
Further discussion? Appreciate it, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks,
Thank
Gary.
Thank you, sir.
Next up is general government. Rhonda.
I guess that's me. If you walk down the hall to come in the building, you see what the carpet looks like. Plus this room. We can't really probably at this point afford to re-carpet or re-floor the entire building, but I did get a quote to take up the carpet in the lobby, the long hallway, the hallway going down to Lori's office, and this carpet in this room, which I believe is original to this room when it was added on. And replace that carpet with vinyl flooring that will be easier to clean. It'll be the kind that you can, if it's damaged, you can pop out a piece. They did give me the quote, and this was for all those areas we talked about. I only have one quote because this is just a budgeting thing at this time. They would do some testing, and it is a commercial installer. They would do some testing to see what's underneath first. They would rip up the old carpet, sand off all the glue that's on the floor, put down a treatment, do any leveling that needed to be done, install, and then put a treatment over, a sealer over it. And they gave me a quote to do just those areas, which is about 1,312 square feet, and it's a 20-year vinyl flooring. It is a commercial rated flooring, and it's it's close to $14,000. It's $13,839.97. And if we decide to budget that, then of course we'll get more quotes and maybe look at different color options. But for right now, just trying to at least get the high traffic areas where they're easier to clean, for one, and where it just looks better. And then perhaps if we can do that, then we can get somebody to come in and do a commercial cleaning on the offices to make those carpets look better. And that's all I have for general government, but I'll be happy to answer questions if you have them.
Any questions, council?
We'll put up all the carpet, is that what you said?
Just in those,
In those areas,
Long
the
hallway?
the lobby coming in, the long hallway, the hallway going to Lori's office and down that hall, and then this carpet in here. And we would leave the individual offices
Yeah.
with carpet, and we'd just put vinyl flooring down.
Vinyl will be a lot better than carpet, for
Yeah.
sure.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
It'd just be so much easier to keep clean. And this is very, very high traffic,
Oh, yeah.
front and back. Every, employees all come through that door, so.
Will the sales tax stay on there? or is that-
No, the sales tax will come off. When he quoted it, he said, I just have to give him the sales tax exemption. But no, you can take that $650 off for sales tax. We would be tax exempt.
Further discussion? Moving on. Jessica? Development Services?
Good evening. So I'm not asking for items, I'm asking for a person. And in order to keep costs down, I am willing to eliminate a position from the museum since we have 2 part-time and move that position to office to help us in office. This person will answer phones, help us with paperwork, as well as other people in the building help them as well. That's what my department's bogged down on a lot, is paperwork, and that's what we've gotten behind on. With as many projects that we have going, we need help. So to keep costs down, I'm proposing that we move one of the museum part-time positions over to the office, move it to 32 hours instead of 24 or 25 hours, and then move it to a rate of $14. So for an increase of $7,220 or $7,263. I asked Laura to put a full-time adjustment on there so you could see the difference in price. Originally, I was thinking full-time, but in order to keep city costs down, we'll keep it at part-time. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Are both the part-time slots over there filled?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
You remember last budget, that was kind of a trial basis,
Mhm.
trying the 2 different people, and it kind of is not a need for the 2.
Okay.
City Hall has a greater need for that second person over there.
Further discussion? Moving on, thank you.
Thank you.
This will be the Police Department, Chief Haley.
Good evening, everyone. I have 2 basic needs for the police department. You guys have been really great to us over the last few years with our fleet. Now we're to the point where our copying machine is 8 years old and dead, actually, in a corner. We have one that's been loaned to us by the company. I got 3 bids on those machines. And the one that I was looking at going with was from Preferred, and it was basically for 60 months at $203.77 a month. It's a little over about $80 a month increase over what we were actually paying for a maintenance agreement for our machine that we've had that's old, obsolete, and end of life. The company that we've been using for a maintenance agreement actually will not enter into another maintenance agreement for us, so they can't get parts to repair it. So we're in a position where that thing is used numerous times a day, from dispatch to patrol to, it almost puts us at a standstill as far as being able to do what we need to do. Didn't really realize it as much until it went down a couple of weeks ago, and we were without it for a few days. And then trying to manage working off of desktop printers just really wasn't getting it, because we were buying ink, it seemed like every day, or at least every other day. So
Do you use black and white or just?
we use black and white mostly. We do have color option, but it is password protected, so only certain people have access to print color.
And who you was going with?
Preferred.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say it. What was the warranty on this one?
It's a lease, so it would be the lease, yeah. Yeah, I really don't want to purchase again. That's kind of where we're at now with the machine that we got. It's 8 years old, dead, and
And how much that cost back then?
I do not remember.
To purchase?
Yeah, we purchased that one.
We leased yours last year too, right, Rhonda? I can't even remember.
I don't
It's a
remember,
lot.
but I would not buy one outright ever again. I would lease them, because then you can get a new lease and keep up to date, because the maintenance agreements, either they won't renew them or they go up so much you could pay a lease on one. So, yeah, we lease ours now at both offices. And then your lease is also, for the most part, I'm not sure, I didn't look at his, but like ours, they include supplies, like.
Correct.
Your paper and?
Well, not your paper, but like your toners and your staples and that stuff, plus any maintenance that you have, if you have to call them into maintenance, and so.
How long did you say we had the one we have now?
It's 8 years.
And I think you said the lifespan on it was only 5?
Yeah, about 5 years.
And the lease agreement's how long, too? 6 months?
60 months.
63 months?
5 years, I believe.
Second need that we have is operating our system over there. Most everything that we have anymore is internet-based. So we have 2 servers that we use over there. Our current server situation is one is dead and one is dying. I did get a request from VIP Technologies. They're the ones that manages our system, our router and our server and things like that. So replacement, installation, and everything for the 2 servers would be $88.32.
Questions? Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Moving on to the fire department. Do you want to go last with the sirens, or do you both want to go? How do we want to do this? Okay, all right. Jimmy, go first.
Would you mind giving the council a second to get caught up on the book? Thank you.
If it ain't a book, you don't get free.
Thanks, Kelly.
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You find where we were at?
Yeah. Have a whole bunch of them,
Going with the house. All right, everybody ready? Go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay, seems like everybody's renovating this year. We've got, I'm gonna jump a little bit, or, well, I'll just go with it. The blinds in our windows are pink, and they've been there since 1993, and they're all broke and missing slats. No, I don't like pink. Our countertops were pink too. So, anyway, I got a quote. They're custom roll-down blinds from Kimball's. It should be in your packet. That's with installation. They come and make sure we measure right before they even do anything. The other quote is for replacing, the one that I just gave you, I got today. That's for replacing everything in the station, getting rid of the carpet and going with vinyl flooring.
Yeah.
So, and then the one from N&H, he added the first two lines there as the flooring and the labor. I didn't know he was gonna give me a quote on flooring, but he did. And the next lines, we want to redo the bay walls. The old plastic panels are blown off, they're coming off, they're broke. And we want to replace, cover those walls with metal. And so that's the other quote there.
Okay, N&H. Okay, what floor are you talking about? In the rooms and
In the office, bedroom, kitchen, bathroom.
then where's this one for?
Yeah.
It's the
That's-
second quote?
Yes.
That's just a
Okay,
second
the
quote
second
from a
quote,
different
okay.
company that showed up today.
Okay, but this quote, this guy giving us is the flooring and you said the,
He did everything.
wall and everything. Okay.
Yeah. So,
This quote right here is for this stuff too, right? I mean, it's just-
yes.
Yes.
It's like a whole remodel, quote.
Yeah,
Okay.
he would do the flooring and the bay walls.
Okay,
Where this one is just for the flooring.
flooring.
Yeah. And then we got a quote for the blinds on there.
Questions?
It's the
Re-
same sales tax.
That comes up,
Okay,
yeah, same difference.
thank you.
Appreciate it, Jimmy. It's good to see you, Kelly.
Good to see you. Good to
Hey,
be seen.
how you feeling?
I'm good. I never really had any issues, so I was
Good.
pretty blessed. So I didn't take a pain pill. That kind of makes it right. But what I gave you was a paper on storm sirens. On storm sirens, we've had them for, we can't count how many years. And we do pretty good on what we spend on them a year is we get off pretty cheap. Most time it's less than $4,000 a year we spend on them. We buy two of the computer boards that's inside of them because it takes sometimes a month or month and a half to get one when you order it. So we start buying two and keeping it in stock. And we still have one left for this year. So we're doing pretty good there. But we've had a couple issues. We're going to replace a siren on one that's been giving us a little trouble. This system here, what's different about it is ours is only set off. We get notification or we see something, we send a page out like, and it sets the sirens off. This system here would automatically set the sirens off if we were thrown into that tornado warning area. So you don't have to wait. Right now, like, what was it, Saturday night and Sunday morning, we had the storms? I was off sick, but I stayed up both them days till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning watching storms. That's us watching it. And if we get thrown in that, we set it off. It's pretty nice right now. We can set it off from any of our vehicles. Well, engine one we can't anymore, but anything with a VHF radio. This one here, you can set off from an app from your phone. Difference in this is the app you pay for yearly. So there's a yearly fee, I think, of like $3,500 you have to pay. And this thing automatically cycles your sirens, so it does test on them all the time. When we set them off and test them, we have to have somebody at the siren. When we set them off, we don't know if they go off. Some people say mine didn't go off, other people say it says it does. This here will determine whether the siren went off or not. It reads how many amps that the motor pulls. And so if it doesn't pull the right amount of amps, it sends you a signal that there's a problem. But this system will, when we test it, it's a lot easier, but it does a lot of the basic tests I do right now. I'll go around and shut all the sirens off and run each box through the signals 2 or 3 times to make sure everything clicks. This right here will do that. And that way you get notice of errors earlier than you normally would. You know, but it, cost-wise, it's not that bad. They had the boxes in from another area, and they're newer boxes, and they're checking them all out. They're giving us a warranty on them. So we're saving a bunch on that, if the quote is right. Because I just got the quote today, been trying to get it for like 2 months. I got the quote yesterday, and I noticed on there, on the control boxes, he only has one at $2,976. I've sent him a couple messages trying to find out if that's right or not, because if it's wrong, that's about a $30-something thousand difference. So instead of the quote being the 30-something thousand that it is, it would be more than that. But, you know, we do pretty good with it right now, but it's time to start moving them up. If we replaced one siren, and the new sirens come out, they have a battery, they operate off battery, they have a power supply going to them, but they operate off batteries. They don't do, ours don't have batteries, it's straight electric. So if our electric's out, sirens don't go off. You know, but the new systems, you're looking at $30,000 a siren to replace them. So, and we have 12. So if we replace 12, you see what that cost is. This would only upgrade the boxes at the bottom that controls it. And you can see there, I wish I had a picture of it, there's computer boards in them boxes, just like in a computer. And a lot of them has a radio in there too. So there's a radio that receives a signal, activates the computer board, and it sets the sirens off.
Questions?
It would incur more cost per year though on operating them, but that right there where we have somebody watching them all the time, or that automatically setting them off on the deal would be it'd be a great plus.
Well, I'll break the news. I'm sure a lot of people don't know this, but firemen, we sleep.
Yes.
You know, if we have a storm in the middle of the night and we're asleep.
Yep.
Now, we are pretty fortunate that, you know, a lot of times you get woke up from your phone.
Yep.
But besides that, this is automatic.
And even with that, when we get woke up from the phone, if I do it from my house, I call the fire department most times. As soon as it goes off, I call the fire department, set it off. You still got that time if middle of the night, them getting out of bed, getting up, getting your wits, just like when we go to a fire, going there, pushing the buttons and setting it off. So you still have that delay from when the warning comes out to when we get the sirens off. There's no way to do away with that unless you had somebody sitting right on the button. The warning pops and they push a button. That's the only way you're going to get away from that.
Questions? Appreciate it, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have street and stormwater with Thomas.
Hello. My first need is additional employee or employees. Reason is you have 4 people. 4 people can't keep up with street department duties and stormwater duties. Just plain and simple, you're more than welcome to come out on the job site and see what we do. See how many employees. If I've got a stack of work orders that needs to be done, but I don't have the horses to go do them with. The other thing I have on there is that says a hydraulic breaker. It's a jackhammer. It's a attachment that goes on an excavator. We have 3 excavators down there. We have 1 jackhammer, and it's the sewer and water departments. But we use it on occasions. But there's times that we need it and we can't get it because they're using it. There's also times that the cemetery needs it. And if the water department's on a job with theirs, then they can't use it at the cemetery, so we'd just like to get another one if we can. Make it a lot easier on everybody.
Council have any questions, discussion?
It's just street department that's there working on the latest phase, right? But we started with people from other departments, correct?
When the project started.
Hold on, what are we talking about? What?
The storm water
So
in front of the police department.
that's had included water, other departments as well, but they've had to do different things in that project. They had to move a force main, all those things.
So the water department was just there to work on the water side of it? Is that what that?
Yes.
Okay. I have some problems with the public safety part of it. So the curve around next to Brahms, it's missing half a guardrail. Somebody drove off in the creek, it looks like.
I don't understand what this pertains to the budget.
I guess budgeted in there. I don't know. Put some cones out. Safety concerns need to be addressed, especially the leaning towers. I think you should close the road on Martin Luther King between 15th and 13th.
You're not in, we're on the street department.
Right.
What you're talking about, and I don't know off the top of my head, but that could be ODOT.
What I was trying to kind of understand how he's requesting more people for a certain.
Because he's using one department to run two departments.
So you go through ODOT to close the street? Here?
No, we're talking about
Away from the marijuana.
the street department is also doing stormwater.
Okay. Which keeps him from having to do the street department, right? I mean, sure.
It really hurts us more on the stormwater part.
Okay.
This may help. If you see something of concern, you can turn in a work order,
Right.
and we'll type that up, and then we give it to his department.
You said you got stack it.
He does, because he's understaffed.
Right. So I can volunteer to put the cones out or something, whatever we need to do.
It doesn't just include putting out cones.
That'd probably be better putting a sign up there with a curve
Something.
that you can see at night.
Right.
That's something we will look at too.
All right. Thank you.
Is this right here the cost of that hydraulic brake for this,
Yes.
that White Star?
And they're kind of a patent deal. You buy their equipment, you buy their attachments. I mean, they fit that machine that they make.
It's kind of like buying a John Deere tractor. You gotta take it to John Deere and get it fixed. You gotta take it to Bobcat and get it fixed. Okay.
Any
Right.
questions?
Further discussion, any questions? Appreciate it, Thomas.
Thank you, sir.
It's in the cemetery.
I didn't get to that page yet. Go ahead with cemetery.
Cemetery's pretty simple. We get a lot of traffic up there. People come in the office and their air conditioner's on the blank up there. And it's making a lot of noise and, I just like to take what's out and put back. And also in the cemetery, there's a chapel. Hardly anybody uses that chapel, but I would like for people to start using it more. They have had funerals there before, but if it has a window unit in it that heats and cools, but it doesn't work. So,
How big is that chapel? How many people will it seat?
Never been in there.
usually,
Looks pretty.
usually the funeral home will set chairs up, you know, just like, anywhere else, just like they do at a gravesite.
Oh, you don't
or
have no pews or nothing there, just,
Yeah, it's just,
Okay.
yeah, they set it up in there, but I'd like for people to start utilizing it more, because it is a good building, but it needs heat and air in it.
Is there a fee?
No,
No.
no fee.
that's not bad. If you have a family of like 50 people and.
I think a lot of times it's just overlooked, people don't think about it.
Yeah.
Further discussion? Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas. I need to come check that chapel out one day.
It's really nice.
Really? I've never been in there.
I was just,
It's,
I know, right? Living your whole life.
it's pretty nice in there.
That's good.
All right, Kenneth, you'll be up next with the community building.
Well, the only thing that, on this we're requesting is 32 chairs with rack and freight. The chairs that we got now, they only rated for about 225 pounds. The chairs that we're looking at is rated for 400. In fact, we need twice as amount. We bought 32 of them today and got them delivered and put them in the community building. We chose blue instead of black. And the people that went up there today, they loved them because they padded seats and everything, so.
I think,
Huh?
oh, go ahead, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
About
interrupt.
$2,000 is what they run. So,
Only thing I have with the padded, people rip it, tear it, you know, then you got.
Oh, I get it. It
you know,
happens.
I just don't like, and bed bugs and everything get in there, you know, people take, I mean, just little stuff like that, you
Are they
know.
leather padded, Mr. Kenneth?
huh?
Are they leather padded? Are they cloth?
They're vinyl.
They're vinyl.
So, yeah, okay.
They're vinyl padded, and they got an inch and
No,
a
I'm
half
not keeping, you
pad
know,
on them.
kids ripping them.
I don't know anything about bed bugs. Bed
I mean, I'm
bugs
just
take the
saying,
vinyl.
anything got a hole in it,
I
you
don't
never
think the
know.
vinyl will get, the bed bug will
It
get in
won't.
vinyl.
You open up the vinyl, you know.
Last weekend, we had another large
That's
person
Anthony.
that sat in one of them. It collapsed.
Yeah.
It can cost a lot more than $2,000 if you have an injury claim up there. So we decided this week, when we talked with the mayor and Rhonda and Laura, that we really need to go ahead and replace those. I'll tell you what, we ordered them yesterday at just before 3 o'clock, and we got them today at 12:30. They come out. So,
After it's used,
Huh?
after the building's used, who goes and inspects it to make sure it's clean and?
oh, we got a maintenance person that does that. He also cleans this.
So they could also check the chairs out and say, okay, you know, this one
Yeah.
is
Well-
ripped, it's not, you know, it wasn't
Well-
ripped before you used it.
Let me tell you, after you use something so long and it's been stressed with metal, there's no way that you can inspect it and say it is. Those chairs, they may have some value, but if I wouldn't use them anymore. The ones that we choose to get rid of, you take a metal chair and you set in it for a while, the metal stretches and you don't know when it's gonna collapse. So,
You roughly know about how many you'd want to get rid of?
well, Kelly give us some. Kelly, what condition was those chairs in?
we gave you, that was in pretty good condition.
But the other ones we had, they've been there for years and years and years.
I know which ones you're talking about. I mean, them real old ones.
They're probably gonna be 30 this time that we're gonna try to weed out. We're gonna try to keep about 60 in there is about what we need. That's about all that building. If you put tables down, that's about all that's gonna happen in the building.
I just wouldn't mind trying to surplus those 30 that we're gonna
But
get
let us
rid
look
of.
them over.
Just
I haven't
ask
looked them
that.
over.
Oh, we're gonna
We
do
make
it.
$100.
Stick them in
That's
the chapel at
$100,
the
you know,
cemetery.
or,
Good idea. It would be good in the chapel. Then the funeral home have to set it up.
if you all will go ahead and skip over to the water and wastewater distribution. Joe's on vacation. Kenneth is gonna speak for him.
Well,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're
right.
Uh,
I skipped over to Public Works. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You have to come back, Kenneth.
oh,
I tried.
Okay, first I need to ask you
Huh?
something. Is that 2,000, is that for the vinyl or the metal or?
this for the vinyl with the
Okay.
rack and everything. We
All right.
put them in a rack and we roll them out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's the rack too?
Yes. the
Yes.
racks included.
We got 32 new chairs and a rack that holds 28 of those 32 chairs for just under the 2,000. That was delivered today, so,
That cost is including the freight to get it here as well.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. All right, Jim, you're up.
Good evening. I kind of feel a little selfish. Everyone else is pretty short on what to ask for, and I have several pretty big needs. One of them is we want to put our third ambulance on full-time. And the other is we want to add another station over behind, not really sure where we're at yet, because we don't have room to house 3 trucks at our existing station. And that way we'll have vehicles on both sides of the tracks.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for, is to build a new station on the west side of the tracks. That way we'll have ambulance on both sides of the railroad tracks at all times. And then also my goal with that would be I would like to build a 3-bay. This year we put our 3rd truck on full-time. My goal would be for next year to have that 4th truck go full-time. And then we also will have that other bay that will have the extra ambulance that we can run as needed or daytime.
I know it sounds like a lot, and it is, but we went over our numbers on our budget, and we feel comfortable that we'll be able to do all that with our current budget, make it work. Of course, the building will have to be financed, and you know how building is, everything's very expensive, but the money will be there in our budget to pay that payment.
EMS's budget is looking really good. We're probably going to look at taking out a 10-year loan to pay for this building and the property. So, but we feel very comfortable with that, paying it back.
Why can't we, I mean, like, have ambulance at the hospital, because there's EMT people work out there, but then I guess it can't because they get paid by the hospital.
Yeah, it's not our property.
Yeah, that's true.
Manpower, manning, how are we?
That will be hiring more employees, and it will be fully staffed full-time. We won't be relying on part-time anymore. And we have enough paramedics that are graduating in June that we'll have staff to do that. And with our part-time basic EMTs, I think we're only needing 1 more, and I have a list of people that want that. I don't know if you all heard, but the assistant fire chief died this week, and he actually just came to work for us. Last week he signed on full-time, so that's a loss for us as well. We're all kind of really reeling from that. It was a shock to us. It's been rough for Wagoner County in the last few weeks.
Oh, wow, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Discussion?
No, I know this is on another discussion, but I definitely want to try to look into, with obviously more people, there's going to be a lot more, I guess what I'm getting at more, I think like FTO or whatnot, do some FTO.
Right, and all that's included, we staffed it fully. And the only other thing that'll go up some, other than the personnel expenses, will be supplies and probably fuel, because we're in the full
And
time.
utilities.
And
Utilities,
and
supplies,
utilities
and
for
fuel.
the existing building as well.
What property are we looking at?
Behind the
Well,
fire station.
No, we're looking at several.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking at several.
What about some that we already own?
So there's really, we've looked at a lot of that as well. A lot of it probably wouldn't be big enough. Because my goal is next year to build a new police station to go along with this EMS. Bob, how old's the police station?
It's 119 years old.
Just getting broken.
Yeah. So I'd like to have something big enough that we'd be able to build it all. Further discussion?
Have we thought about hiring a grant writer? I feel like our dream book here would be a lot less.
Once again, I mean, this is just a budget. We all chase grants.
Right. So I think something, well, and that's why we can't really focus on the other things we do.
What do you mean?
We also have to go and apply for our own grants. I think it'd be beneficial to each department if we had a person that we can go to have grants.
A lot of time a grant writer will go off percentage of grants. We do occasionally deal with them. But no.
I guess another thing we do is whoever we hire for different things that needs to be a part of the requirement for them to, I think that would be good, but I mean, I guess we can.
So like, this man has to go and do billing, staff, scheduling, everything he has to do, right? To handle things accordingly, and then we have to expect him to also write our grants. It's kinda, I feel like we need an additional person. Not saying you're not able to, but. it's not that he's short-staffed.
Once again, we're in the EMS budget. You're kind of getting out in right field.
Well, it's because I haven't seen this. I mean, I'm.
No, nobody has.
Another thing I did not mention, I'm sorry, on staffing, is looking at putting someone in their office assisting as well, which will help with that. And all that is included in our budget that we will eventually bring to you when we have everything figured out. Right now, we're just kind of throwing everything out there and letting you all know what we're working on, and there's gonna be a lot more work done on it. This is just kind of our preliminary, telling you what we need, and that's why, I'm brought this up, what we're doing. I forgot about hiring another person in the office. With having 2 stations and multiple trucks, that will let us have 3 trucks staffed all the time. And with me and another person in the office, if things get crazy, that'll be a 4th truck we can both jump on and go, and that'll give us an extra truck as well.
Because we have 5 ambulances, don't we, Jim?
Yes. We just got our 5th one back today from being wrapped. It's really nice.
So this allows us to also house all 5 ambulances inside.
Correct.
Do we still have that third ambulance fire department?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all the time, man. When they're
It's
not
all
running.
the time?
No, it's only till 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we're in and out and running calls. It's not housed there, no. They're still housed in the station here at night. They come over there when they're not running calls and hang out. But we don't have one housed there, no. It's not
What?
staffed, they don't have quarters there for it to be housed there. That's why we're trying to get one built on that side there. Yeah.
Further discussion? Appreciate it, Jim.
Item number 4 is adjournment.
So made.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Sampson.
Yes.
I'd like to call the Wagoner Public Works Authority Special Call Business Meeting, April 24th at 7:09.
Item number 1, discussion and planning of Wagoner Public Works Authority budget for fiscal year 2025-2026.
Let's see. So Kenneth, before we jump to you, I'll go ahead and go on the water plant. Jody's out of town, so we don't have anything from them right now. So now with the water and wastewater distribution, go ahead,
Let me
Ken.
just ask you, how many is driving the 2002 car? Any of you driving the 2002 car? Well, let me tell you a story. In 2002, I was utilities director, and we bought trucks. We're still driving those trucks today. They were absolutely wore out. And so we have to have some trucks to get where we can work on the sewer and the water and the distribution system. We have to pull trailers. We have to pull backhoes, track hoes, and all kinds of things. So the last time I bought some half tons and 3/4 tons, and I think if we, and Joe and I discussed it a little bit, and we discussed it with the mayor, we want to buy a 1-ton dually cab and chassis, and put a steel bed on it, and put a cadet bed, and put toolboxes on it. This is a gasoline engine. This has a 10-speed Allison transmission, and Allison makes the best transmission. It's automatic.
It's 6.6 liter.
The state net price on this is $53,793.65. And if you put the beds on them, it costs you $12,420. There's no.
And that's for 2 beds. That's not just one, that 12,420.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
It's actually not a bad price.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
So,
It's actually not a bad price.
oh, I know, it's not. And, you know, they need these, and like I say, these are 4-door cabs. And instead of having to take 2 vehicles, we can, and if we need 3 people to go on that job, we only take 1 truck. That'll save on fuel and wear and tear on the vehicle.
And I also believe we're gonna have some surplus vehicles as well.
So that's the first thing that we talked about. Second thing,
Skip over a page.
the wastewater distribution. You folks have 70 miles of sewer and 1,200 manholes. There's not been a camera run down, but just very few times. We need to buy a sewer camera. The price is $141,000. It comes in a package. It does everything. It has a rotor head on it. It has a robot head on it. You can take videos. You can do anything you want to. You'll have pictures here. It comes with a subscription that you can, from that camera to a computer. You can, if you got Wi-Fi, you can send it to a computer and write reports, or you can put it on a video and then take it off and whatever you want to do. It'll go from an 8-inch, 6-inch to a 20-inch. In 1970, in the late 70s, we moved the sanitary sewer plant from the west side of Wagoner to out where it is now. It's a 21-inch line. There's never been hardly any maintenance or anything on this line. The northeast part, when it rains, the system fills up. Some of the people can't even flush their toilets. It's getting worse.
So, I hate to interrupt you, and I'll be completely honest with you, council. I really feel like this isn't a want, this is a need. I dealt with several citizens this weekend that had sewer flowing back into their house, things of that nature. But somewhere along our system, we're getting stormwater into our sewer. For you new counselors, you're not supposed to get stormwater into your sewer. It should be completely separate. It's flooding our sewer, and it's making it where our lift stations are having a hard time containing it. All the rainfall we had last weekend. Now, some of those problems that we ran into were not rainfall related. There was one we worked yesterday, it had baby wipes in the sewer line that they jetted out and got out. Another one today was grease. But we have some serious sewer issues that I believe the only way we're gonna fix it is with this solution. Now, there are companies you can hire.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we
And I'm
did that.
Well, no, OWRB, but when they're available, sometimes we can get OWRB. But there's a company that you can hire, but perhaps something very similar to this. They charge $5 a foot.
They charge two and from, too. From the time they leave wherever they're coming to, they charge a setup charge. I know this is a high price, so the first year you'd pay $35,000 down, and then you'd have 3 payments at $40,579 each year. And I checked with a local bank, I checked with this is a lease to own. I checked with the bank, a bank here in town, and they didn't want me to tell who it was, because if we have to put it out for bids on the lease, but this was similar to this leasing company, very similar to what this is a leasing company's quote that I have.
So our staff would operate this instead
Yes,
of having.
Yes, we would own it. We would operate it.
Keep down the cost.
Yeah.
It comes in a package, you just load it up in the back of the truck, and it has the generator with it. It has where you wash it down, keep it clean. When you get done with it, you just slide it out. 4 men can pick it up and set it in the warehouse and protect it, keep it out of the weather, and you set it back in when you get ready. So,
And I'd like to say in the long run, it's cheaper if we do this, but really, it's not even in the long run. I think it would pay off itself in 1 year. Now, we would have to make payments on it, but from what we would be having to pay a company to come in and do this. We talked to Joe the other day, and I can't remember exactly where he was talking about doing it, but we were looking at over $500,000 if we would have to pay somebody to come in and do it.
So I was gonna say, I mean, this right here is just, I mean, I understand the need, but once we find, a problem, we would still have to go and fix that problem.
Well, that's why that department would have this. They would fix it too.
Well, I was gonna say, but, I mean, we can, and unfortunately, we're going to, obviously, there are problems that are in the system.
Yes.
And so, we could probably find all the problems in a, I don't know, in a month, but then we still have.
Oh, I doubt it.
I guess what I'm getting, I'm just
Yeah.
giving you, like, let's say, let's say a month, but it's gonna take us 10 years to fix every problem that we have. I'm trying to, like, we can find it, but then it's still gonna be a long time to.
I imagine what you're gonna do is you're gonna fix a problem as you find it.
So, let me just say this. It costs $250 a foot to replace a sewer line. Because you have to, they're usually in the middle of the street, you gotta dig them out, and then when you dig them out, you gotta carry the spoils off, and then you gotta put them back, compact them, and then you gotta redo the asphalt, tear up everything, and it's an inconvenience. Most of our sewer line is clay tile. Downtown, behind the courthouse and down behind the American Bank, that's all clay tile. It was laid in 1905. Now, some of the problems is that the manholes were laid brick. And all the manholes, all the cement between the brick is deteriorated, and so we can fix those without replacing them. We have applied for a grant for $1,088,000 through OWRB, and once we get this grant, if we're successful in getting it, then once we get the work done, then it's we don't have to pay it back. So that's what, and I don't know that we're gonna get the grant.
Have you looked at any other camera systems besides this one?
I have not.
Are there?
They are, but this is the cream of the crop. And it's on state net, you don't have to bid it, buy it. There is some cheaper ones, but this is a company that we've dealt with with our jetter. It's a company that we've dealt with for years that represents them. So I think this is one we need. Because some of them, this is one of the only few that if you come in water
they have fixed head on them. This head, if you come up, you can just push a button and it pops up, goes up, you can stop. If you got a hole in the top of your sewer line, it rotates. It also measures everything. On the video, you can go 1,000 feet. If it gets like this, you can straighten it up. You guide it. It's one of the best ones we've ever seen. We have in 2020, we bought a camera, a little push one. And that's what we've been using. But you can only push it about 60, 70 feet. And it doesn't, this has drivers on it that pulls it. This has
Yeah,
six-wheel.
six-wheel drive.
Where the other ones only have 4. There's a lot of other things that's good to it.
Plus, it doesn't have that fixed head like what he's talking about. You can rotate the head around. If you're, let's say you're in a 16-inch pipe and there's 8 inches of water in there, 10 inches, you can lift that head up to where it's out of the water.
When you get into water like that, when you lay a sewer line, it's absolutely straight. But as it goes and goes on, sometimes it has bellies in it. So that's where you get your water. So that belly stays full all the time. There's nothing you can do about that because that's the way it is. So.
Further discussion? Appreciate it, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Brad's not here. I'll go ahead and take this. When we met with him the other day, his need was to purchase a new John Deere Gator. Having a lot of troubles with the one out at the sewer plant. Has a wheel that keeps falling off. It's pretty much just shot. So that was his need.
Just want to point out that he did get quotes on 2, and his choice was the lower of the 2.
All right. Eric, you're up.
I don't need a sewer camera, so.
I'm glad.
But we do need to look at getting another bucket truck. We need to start replacing some of our older models. Oldest model we have is an 87 that we're still using. But the one that we're talking about here that you've got in front of you would be replacing an 08 model. It's it's just our maintenance is getting a little bit much on it. We've had it in the shop several times, and we've had some mobile mechanics coming out and looking at it, and it's just starting to degrade. What you have in front of you is basically a copy of the latest model that we got back in 2019. Basically, it would be just kind of a copy of that. But one of the things I would like to explore if we do decide to do this, and we can find the money for it, is to maybe find some other options in how we purchase these. I think that we can go through some different avenues and cut down this 3-year wait time. By the time you get the chassis and you put it through the factory, it's about a 3-year ordeal. Just so you remember, last year we talked about it too. One of our digger derrick that we have due for delivery that was supposedly supposed to be here this summer is pushed out to the first quarter of next year. Not to any of their fault. It's just the way that the chassis were delivered to the manufacturer. So the 200 to 225K on the price is a moving target, and it's there's a lot of things that's going to kind of change that, and how we do the bidding process could also affect that as well. What you see here is a model that they have, kind of like sitting at a car lot. I know, obviously, we're not going to be able to get this, but we're needing something comparable to it. One of the things we could also look at is maybe explore, looking at some taller models too. Something with a little bit more reach and maybe, two-man bucket, something like that. Kind of put us a little bit more up to date with what we have. So if y'all have any questions, I would love to answer them.
Will you explain to them about how you have to have those buckets and compliance and things like that?
Yeah, so every year we have to do, it's a mandatory inspection on the lift part of the boom. They have to meet a threshold of strength and dielectric ability. Every year they do degrade, but we keep our equipment in pretty good shape. So we keep passing the tests, we keep going, but every year, as our model years get a little bit older, we struggle with, keeping that up. When I say dielectric, I mean the ability to keep that guy in that lift from, any contact with electricity. So it is vital that, we do those inspections. They are mandatory. And so far, we are passing them, and we pass them well. But, the chassis, they get old. We're not really running a lot of mileage on our vehicles. It's more about the hours that we run the engine and for the hydraulics as well.
This is one person bucket or two person?
The one that you're looking at there is a single person. It's got the jib on it for ability to set transformers, pick up heavier loads, heavier conductors, and it's got a 350 pound capacity inside the bucket.
So is it more beneficial to have a double bucket opposed to a single bucket on the work that you do?
In a lot of situations, yes. What we have now, the 87 model that we have inside the shop is it's a double bucket, but it's a two-man single bucket. One of the things we'd like to look at is having a single double bucket where you can put two people standing side by side instead of divided by a material handler. Basically, two people are able to stand together and actually hold something instead of reaching out. That makes sense?
Have you priced those? Just by curiosity.
They're hard to get a price on, just for the bidding process and how far out they are. So you can get rough estimates. You're probably looking in the neighborhood of probably 4.
Okay.
Some of the ways that we, talked briefly about on purchasing these, maybe we could do better, but we just need to find a new avenue on how to purchase them. And find a way to do that with the bidding process.
Further discussion? Appreciate it, Eric.
Thank you.
Do you want to speak on this, Rhonda, or you want me to? It doesn't matter. So the next one is the Public Works Office. Looking at their request is for a new truck for Sammy. I'm not sure, how old is Sammy's
It's a
Ranger?
2000 and
No,
2009, I believe. It's a 2009.
That little pickup?
That little truck he drives, and we've recently, Jordan's had it in the shop probably as much as Sammy's been driving it, but it definitely could stand to be replaced, so.
Discussion? Moving on. All right, shop. Jordan, you're up.
I was looking at getting a service truck for the shop. That way we'd have a crane, welder, everything basically on board to go and do what we needed. So far we're using, Joe will come over with the backhoe if we're having to lift anything heavy. I mean, it's not the most, it's doable. I mean, we can do it. They've been doing it forever, but I mean, a crane would be able to, you could lift up anything you wanted and operate it yourself while you're actually doing it. So it'd take less people out of it and be quite a bit safer. There's a couple options there. The first one is talking with Jimmy and Kelly, and we've got it worked out where we can take their old rescue that they have, the Kodiak, and we'll use that chassis, and we can put a bed, crane, welder, and air compressor on it, and it'll be like $79,000 would be what that would be if we did that and used that truck. And then I've got this other over here. This is a new truck, and they're a new truck, same setup, be 164 and 178. So basically saving $100,000 if we use their truck.
Discussion? Appreciate it, Jordan.
Thank you.
Inventory has no requests this time. The man, the myth, the legend, Antonio, you're up. Gayla said she will give you whatever you want for as long as you sing at her wedding.
Yes. I heard you. I heard you.
That got to do with the budget.
Yeah, I have an old cheaper truck. They have some, I think it's 2000. And they got too many miles. I've been in the shop for almost every week. And I need a new one. I need a new one.
What year is that one, Antonio?
I think it's 2000. I have a 1997 Ford, and this one is 2000 International.
And were we able, Jordan, when we kind of talked about this, so it sounds like this chipper truck, this is the one that pulls the chipper and shoots the shavings in the bed of the truck. It's down about 25% of the time. So we're throwing parts and labor at it. Were we able to find one that was just the cab and chassis and moving that over?
Yeah, there's a new one. They told me the price online. Here's the little, there's on the back page. On
That one from Freightliner?
Yeah, that's a brand new, just cabin chassis.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's 111. I found those other ones that are right there, and they're, I mean, it's almost cheaper to buy one off
Yeah.
this than to do it. Right. On it.
That one is 99.
So it's cheaper to buy this 100,000 chipper? So we just-
No,
That's from
that
the-
one,
from
that
the
one
quote
right
I
there is
got
the
from
cheapest
Freightliner.
option.
Yeah, this,
Yeah.
okay.
But I don't know, I didn't get to talk to Antonio on that one. Flip that page right here. I don't know if this one would be sufficient for you guys. I don't know. It's a 14 by 60, so you lost a little bit on the width.
Yeah, I think the is better.
And that's a
12
72.
inches.
Yeah.
So you want the bigger, yeah. So yeah, it'd be the 120 or the 131. The only other option would be to buy used, buying a used cabin chassis that you found somewhere, but the prices are gonna go everywhere. So, I mean, I couldn't really get you a figure on it. I seen some for 30, I seen some for 40. You know, they just have to be set and then go look and go and buy them. But then again, you buy a used truck, so.
That's true.
We got a used truck.
What you got to say, Antonio?
I hope we get it so quick. That way we can. You guys like the town clean and brush, right?
Yes. You do a good job at it.
Right in the truck.
Yeah, I need my trees trimmed too. Around my power line. But the other truck, the cheaper one is a 4x4.
Yes,
Right? And then the other ones are just 4x2.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
box is
that's what it
smaller.
is. He's losing.
yeah.
And there's a possibility you could find another one in that one with a bigger box on it. Those are just ones that I found that
Okay,
kind of
I like this one because it's a bigger box, it's take more wood chips. That we don't have to go back and forth to Western Hills to dump the truck, you know,
Yeah.
with more gas.
The Freightliner, the new one, the cab and chassis was a 5-year warranty on everything. No matter what, if it broke down, wherever it broke down for 5 years, they can fix it on site, they'll come pick it up.
No mileage, just 5 year.
that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Discussion? Appreciate you, Antonio.
Thank you.
Council have any discussion before I turn it over to Laura?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
Meet again next month on it.
So we will look, for a meeting date next month, set that up. Good. Good one. Further discussion?
Item number 2 is adjournment.
So many,
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Thomas, Wright,
yes.
Sampson.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 7:38.
Since you look at that. Look at it. You look at that paper?
What are you talking about? Yes.
That's right, that's right.
So that made it made it very difficult.
He did ask me questions.
Like I was saying, when Nathan was asked the question,
I did.
we're newly elected, we don't know the